All right, it's still the program this morning on ITV. I'm back here in our Abuja studio. Earlier on, we saw the bishop over there in our Benin studio. So pathetic about the issue that happened in Delta State, where members of the armed forces were ambushed by militias. Well, like we keep saying, the deaths of those officers was not called for by that act by the militias in that state, but we'll also continue to request that the government do what is necessary to ensure we don't keep having such attacks on personnel of our Nigerian army. But we're looking at other areas of safety. This time around, swimming. For most of you, I may think that if you want to swim, you jump into water and then there you go. So much technicalities are required for you to be a swimmer. So you just don't see water and then you jump in. We have someone in the studio who is going to be talking to us about swimming, what it takes for you to be a good swimmer. For now, I know there are quite a handful of them out there who teach people on how to swim. But I have someone here who will be telling us very much. Is Roslyn Obeche, the MD and owner of Alban Swim Academy. Alban Swim Academy is the first private indoor heat swimming academy. Well, let me introduce that to you. Okay, fine. That's her on the screen there. Very good morning to you.
Thank you so much for having us at the studio. We really appreciate it.
Yes, your swimming academy is the first private owned.
Yes. And
you said Heat Swim Academy is based here in Abuja. It is an international swim institution that has been established to teach babies from age 6 or months, 6 months.
6 months, that's right. 6
wow.
months, yes.
Old to school age children, teen, adults of all age. Okay, fine. Tell us, apart from what I just read, what really is this Alban School of Academy, Swim Academy is all about?
All right, thank you so much again for having us. We really appreciate it. We're a swim academy that was built for the purpose of trying to reduce the rate of drowning in the country. Now, according to World Health Organization, these are the statistics from World Health Organization, drowning is the 3rd cause of unintentional injury death worldwide. It accounts for about 360,000 annual deaths in the world. There are about 360,000 deaths in the world annually, and it accounts for about 7% of unintentional injury deaths worldwide. In fact, World Health Organization has termed drowning a leading killer in the country. So here in Nigeria, we're also more susceptible to drowning, primarily because it's not a big thing in Nigeria, swimming. So what we focus on in Alban Swim Academy is water safety and survival skills, and also swimming as a sport benefit, as health and all of that. So our focus is teaching to swim. That's why we start from as early as 6 months old, how to save yourself, how to survive, and then how to learn to swim.
So how do you convince parents out there? You said 6 months for a child to learn swimming. Somebody there will be wondering, what would a 6-year-old child be doing inside a water?
That's it. That's honestly is a good question, because a lot of parents are very skeptical about bringing their babies to learn to swim at that age. Now, remember that we are a body of water. Babies were born in water in the mommy's tummy, so it's not something that they are not used to. Now, a baby in water is actually the best thing that you can see, and we honestly have about over 100 babies now, 6 months old, learning to swim. So parents are becoming to welcome the idea. One of the main reasons is because a lot of us have pools in our homes, and we've been hearing cases and incidents of babies falling into the pool. So what we teach is how that 6-month-old baby, immediately your body comes in contact with water, how does that baby's mind react to be able to save itself? How to score, how to thread, how to float, how to crawl to the edge of the pool for safety, long enough to survive and endure before you are found. A baby can actually get itself by floating when it hits that water, rather than trying to struggle, because it's used to, it senses, by learning water safety and survival, it senses, knows that when it hits water, the body will start to float, and then it will try to get to safety. That is how we teach. And that's
all right, because it will take a lot for you to convince parents. We've had instances where children get drowned due
Yes.
to negligence
Yes.
of their parents. We know of the
Yes.
popular musician whose child got
Absolutely.
drowned. Just recently, there was an incident in Lagos where
That's right.
some youths went for, I think, a picnic or show or
Yes,
Valentine
that's right.
program, and
That's
one
right.
of them got
That's right.
drowned. So much instances, if you keep mentioning. But let's look at the categories of swimmers you do teach at your academy. You just talked about the 6-month-old
Yes.
child. There are other
Yes.
categories. Tell
That's
us
right.
more.
You mentioned children as well. So we teach from 6 months old. So we have different categories. First of all, from 6 months to 3 years is our parent and baby group. That's where the parent is in the pool with the child. You asked the question earlier, how do you convince parents to bring their babies? By knowing that they can be in the pool with their baby gives them also comfort that they are holding on to their baby, they are safe with their baby. Our instructors have been trained professionally to teach the parents how to work with the babies. So, and the baby needs that comfort, that familiarity from somebody at home from that 6 months to 3 years because they are not yet independent on their own. So that's our parent and baby class. A parent or an adult, a family member. In fact, we have a class where we have all dads with their babies. It's such a beautiful sight to see. We have grandparents that are coming with their grandchildren, aunties, uncles, even nannies, somebody the child is used to, so that that child has that comfort to begin to learn to swim. Then we have our next group, which is 4 years to 17. That's our children group. That's your school-age children, your teenagers, those just entering the university. They are independent, so they get into the pool with our instructors. We have a ratio of one instructor to 3 or 4 children at a time, and those children work in groups. They push each other, they encourage each other. They can go into the pool with the instructor and they are able to learn. Then we have our adults. Adults, we have 2 categories. We have mixed male and female sessions where you could have a male or female instructor. You could be paired with other male or female swimmers. Then we have our female only sessions to cater to the females that do not want to be with the opposite gender for personal, private reasons, religious reasons. We have female only sessions. You will only be given a female instructor and you will only be paired with other female swimmers. And in some cases, some parents can also demand a certain gender to teach their children.
So let's know the skills, surviving skills you teach at your academy, so that those who are listening will know that it's worth being part of this academy.
Excellent. So the core of our academy is water safety and survival. The first thing we teach, your first 10 lessons when you come in, how to survive long enough in water. If you ever find yourself in an expanse of water, if you ever fall into a pool, how can you stay long enough to endure before you are found, to call for help? Water safety and survival skills. So we make sure, like I mentioned before, not just with the babies, the adults learn how to crawl to the pool. Everybody learns how to scull, how to thread without exerting too much energy, how to endure long enough. We give you a fighting chance of remaining long enough to be found in water. We have some other things that we do. So we will put a heavy clothing on you and put you into the water. We will teach you how to remove that heavy clothing and continue to swim for safety. We teach you how to swim in the water with your eyes open. Because in most cases, when you fall into a pool, you are fully clothed. When you fall into water, if you are, maybe you go for a party, you are playing around, somebody pushes you in, you go to the river, or there's flooding. There was flooding a while back. You are fully clothed. We teach you how to take off those clothing so you continue to crawl, so that you're lighter and able to save yourself longer. We teach you how to open your eyes in water so that in that situation you are accustomed to the water environment so you can save yourself.
Well, I know that some of this academy are being certified by foreign bodies. Tell us about yours. Is it that you just formed this academy simply because you have professionals, or how do you get certification so that people have confidence in the academy?
Very good. So we actually went all out to give our swimmers and our instructors and our academy international accreditation. So, and that is why our swimmers are able to teach various categories at the same time. They are all skilled. We've provided international accreditation by Starfish Aquatics Institute, which is affiliated with the official Olympics training body, and also members of the International Federation of Swim Teachers Association, which is the #1 world swim instructor training program in the world. We also follow the #1 world swim curriculum. What we're bringing is not just skill, but technicality. You know, there are different reasons why you learn to swim. So for survival, you learn to swim for health benefits. You learn to swim for to lose weight. There's for fun, leisure, but you also learn to swim as a sport. Now, Africa has not been big in winning in the Olympics. So one of the reasons we brought all these technical skills and all these international organizations and the official Olympics training body is so that we can also teach you to begin to swim professionally. So we teach them from that young age the technical swim, how to glide safely, how to use that hand motion to get into the pool that can push you further so that we can take you up internationally. We also partner with Swim Kids SA. They are a sister company in South Africa. Those are the top swim instructor training programs and swim schools in South Africa, helping us with our scheduling, our programming, the categories, the skills. All our instructors can teach various skills at the same time. You know, people come to learn to swim at different ages. So you may find different ages in one pool at the same time. So our instructors have been trained to work with each person within that category, within that skill.
Well, I know that there are watering environments in some states where we have parents don't really have time to check their children who go into waters to swim. But in your own case now, you want to do like a formal training. Those watching you there will be thinking, how affordable is this academy? Is this something that you have to break the bank for you to get your children, or anybody that wants to learn professionally how to swim?
So what we do again in academy, we try to bring you the best teaching methods. Now, to me, I would say there's no amount of money that is too much for you to be able to use to train yourself with a skill such as swimming. And what we are trying to encourage is to put swimming into school curriculums from when they are children. Then you don't have to break the bank as they are older trying to learn to swim, because it takes you much longer. If we can begin to inculcate that into our school systems, and the schools are starting to build schools. We're training, we're working with schools, we are going on outreaches, we're talking to them, get programs in. So we're working with them to also try to train instructors in these skills so that we can begin to teach the children as part of the school fees. Then that way it's easier for them to learn even before they get older, and you won't need to break the bank. We bring the best teaching methods because of all these qualifications that we have. Again, there's no amount of money that is too much to train your child to be able to survive and save themselves wherever they are, if they ever find themselves.
So what's the duration for your training in your academy? They are more concerned about the 6 months old baby. For how long would that child be?
Okay, so I get asked this question a lot. How long will it take me to learn? That's what you're asking. So it will take you as long as it takes. There is no definite time. It's like learning to ride a bicycle. When will I learn to swim? You'll be surprised that when you get into water, your body reacts differently. So we don't really put a time on it. What we do is that, again, that is why we have gone to the best and the professionals to train our instructors. We are constantly doing a program, professional development. We do recertifications. We just completed some of our recertifications. We keep on doing upgrading and updating ourselves so that we are bringing the best teaching methods. Now, learning to swim is different for everybody. You could have triplets. We have a set of triplets that came from the same house. One of them learns in 20 lessons, one learns in 40 lessons, one learns in 60 to 70 lessons. It's different for everybody. But we make sure that we give you the best methods. The first thing we do with the first 10 lessons is that water safety and survival skills. What I will say is 10 lessons is not enough, but we see an average of 30 to 40 lessons for complete beginners. For the babies and children within that 6 months to 3 years, it's really the water safety and survival skills that would help them. Then we also begin to teach you different strokes. We teach them as well different strokes, how to kick. The older children will begin to learn freestyle, breaststroke, backstroke, butterfly. But the babies will begin to learn how to kick so that they can save themselves in water. Kick locking up, they are very strong. And it's very, very beautiful to see them do that. So we can't put a time on it, but we know that we will first give you that water safety and survival skills. Then we begin to teach you the strokes as you catch on.
All right. Apart from swimming, do you do any other thing in your academy? Then, secondly, let me just ask you these two in one question. How do we get to you for those who are interested?
Okay, so we're on all the social media platforms. Instagram is Albine Swim Nigeria. That's at Albine Swim Nigeria. And we're on Facebook, Albine Swimming Nigeria. Phone numbers are 0913-232-5923 and 0814-157-3327. You can DM us, you can get us on WhatsApp, you can call us on the phone. And our address is Wuse Zone 5, Accra Street, Park 1. Our website is www.albineswimacademy.com.
Well, I know some persons may want to get that phone number again, because if I cannot get the website or your social media handles, they can. Can you please repeat the phone numbers again?
0913 232 5923. 0814 157 3327.
Any last word for our viewers before we wrap up?
Yes, please. We're into a lot of community development. We also teach orphanages and children from welfare homes. We give them free lessons. So we ask them to reach out to us so we can provide free lessons to people that cannot afford it. And we also are working into our program, special needs. In the future, we want to teach special needs. My last message to you is that if you do have a pool at home, because in Nigeria, a lot of us are surrounded with water, and a lot of us have pools in the home, and we've seen incidents. Make sure your children, and if you've learned water safety and survival skills as a minimum, don't learn it anywhere else. Go to the professionals. Let us teach you water safety and survival skills. So first of all, you can survive yourself, survive inside water, and then you can also then begin to learn other strokes of swimming.
All right, Roslyn Ogbeche, the MD and owner of Urban Swim Academy. Most thank you so much for being on the program.
Thank you. I really appreciate you for having me.
All right, we'll take a quick break here, and when we return, the program This Morning on Night TV continues.